What is going on? I'm zmoT. 6 days till Christmas. Also note there are only 6 days left on my creator boost. So coincidence, most definitely, but do not make it a coincidence. Make sure you throw code zmoT in your shop in every single Supercell game. I have got my beachmas tree proudly displayed at shore. It's got a camera in it. It also has something in that box with holes in it, some sort of live kicking animal. We are giving out some holiday cheer. I am dropping some troops on shore. I am barraging them, giving out free intel and diamonds. I chose this person because they've got that Christmas tree displayed. How you want to do it, I don't really care. Just however you want to do it. I highly recommend you do though. I would not use laser rangers though. They are very expensive on gold. Throw some riflemen out there, whatever troops you have loaded at the end of your Boom Beach session. That way you're not going down a boat into your landing crafts, into your operation attacks. Anyways, we are going to jump into warships. My warship is doing pretty darn well. We are at rank 25. I am at the highest star count I've been all season. Hit my goal for yesterday. My goal for the season yesterday was to get to 24.50. That means I'll start at rank 14 at the very, very lowest next season. Would really like to start at 15, so that's my new goal. I don't have any kind of goals as far as top 50 or top 500 or whatever the heck it might be. You know who does though? Orion, absolutely crushing it, trying to stay in that global 5 top 50, trying to upgrade that trophy. I had a call with him yesterday. If you watched my hits yesterday, they were garbage. I was dropping like one boat here, and then like a couple over here, and these guys were focusing over to here, and it was just an absolute, like just mess of troops every single which way. My focus was split, and my attacks were garbage as a result. So what I did was, with some criticisms from me, with some criticisms from Orion, I drastically simplified my hits. What I'm doing now, I'll show you a quick little drawing here, is we're doing like a heavy chopper and a bombardier here, a heavy chopper and a bombardier here, and then a heavy chopper and 2 bombardiers are going to loop around and do this stuff. These guys are going to go up the middle, and these guys over here are hopefully gonna go up the right-hand side. That right-hand side is the hardest part of all of these hits. And you'll notice that I've only talked about this is 3 boats, this is 2 boats, this is 2 boats. There is 1 extra boat of bombardiers. They're gonna go wherever I need them to go. Generally, it's gonna be way over here in this far right-hand side, but sometimes they go up the middle, and then Kavan goes wherever the heck Kavan needs to go. So patience. I'm going to show you replays. This is only going to be a replay video, no live hits. I'm sorry. We're going to start out with my hit to get into 25. My path to 25 was so frustrating. I kept losing to legendary players, then I would beat a 23 and get like 3 stars, then I would lose to legendary. It was frustrating. Beat a couple legendary players yesterday, which was frankly ridiculous. Quick note, make sure you use a flare on the building at shore. Keeps your bombardiers in a safe spot. Now, people have started to figure out getting their doom cannons towards shore, and the reason why they're doing that is because these heavy choppers are super vulnerable when there's no heavies dropped. So do be very careful. Speaking of careful, I should not have dropped my heavy chopper on that right-hand side. There was no use for that because none of this stuff on this right-hand side can range my bombardiers, so not ideal on my part, but I knew this person did not have rocket launchers. I knew I had to go a little bit quick. Warning signs. I saw a couple bases without rocket launchers. At any time you'd see someone without rockets at this stage, you need to go very fast. Saw a base yesterday that did not have critter launchers, did not have mortars. It was very, very, very nerve-wracking. Thankfully, they fizzled. And sometimes you don't have to be good, you just need to get a little bit lucky. And those fizzles were definitely, greatly appreciated. This person, but you can tell by the fact that I'm barting out that back sky shield, they do not have 200% building health. That is always greatly appreciated. Most people at this point do have 200% building health, but scouting that fact is incredibly important. That is why I am likely going to go towards having 2 sky shields. I haven't decided quite yet, but you'll see here I've only got 100% building or troop health, and it is crazy just how effective that building health has been. And you see here, finally getting rid of that sky shield, which allowed those back bombardiers to get that back engine room down as my front bombardiers get this front engine room down. Don't have critters, don't have any way to keep those guys distracted, so sky shields being very dangerous. Also don't have medkits. So you can see here, no medkits. A medkit back there would have been fantastic. Also fantastic would have been critters, but I am still focused on defense. My last upgrade at rank 25 was getting this troop health. Look how perfect this is. I've got 19 keys here. 25 more will get me either that next Doom Cannon or that next Sky Shield. I am leaning in to defense. Then I'll go back and get something on the offensive side, which likely will be critters, but it might also be laser rangers depending. So this attack was a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting. And again, people, Doom Cannon towards shore because they know you're going to want to get into this neighborhood. That's why that Doom Cannon's there. That's why it's damage amplified. This rocket launcher will shoot over the top of your heavy choppas if you don't drop carefully, and this one will shoot from the side if you're not careful. So lots and lots of traps on this P side. And by the way, not sure if you guys are aware what these P sides mean, but this is the port side. Back here we've got the stern, over here we got the starboard, and up at this front we've got the bow. So the B side, a little bit slower than the P side. Little bit of nautical themed Pashmina Afghan action happening. Let's get back into that hit against Squiggles McIrish, Squiggles McLuck. Again, same deal. Flare, dropping my heavy choppa on slightly right. That gets it out of the range of that Doom Cannon, out of the range of that rocket launcher until we get a couple heavies out. And then this rocket launcher will be a pain. You can see my bombardiers starting to come in range of that rocket launcher very soon. And that's why we're going to drop our next heavy choppa fairly quickly here. Hopefully, as we get that smoke out, trying to keep our bombardiers alive, getting that rocket choppa to go to the left. That right-hand side is such a pain in the butt. It is so frustrating watching your troops not go up that right-hand side, even with Kavan, and like, I had to send Kavan up this left-hand side because I had a bunch of bad things happening as we send all of our GBE towards that back sky shield. And this is the interesting bit. I have been wanting to do this flare for a long time. Notice that sending the flare, trying to get all of our troops. We don't need our troops to walk along down into here because they can shoot from this side. And that's my general thought process on this hit. Smoking our troops, trying to get them up into the north. Don't need to clear any of this stuff. If we can get our bombardiers spread out somewhat decently, and those critter launchers, so annoying. That's why I've thrown smokes on top of my heavies, trying to avoid drawing the ire of those critter launchers. And now look at this split, half decent. I don't recommend that flare. That flare is very dangerous, but I've been wanting to do it for a little while. Figured, you know what, let's just get that out there, and then now that that final engine room is out, we can throw that flare onto that other engine room. Coming through, shocking that boom, cannon because our troops are going to be hucking over that gap, picking up 2 wins in a row to get into 25. Not perfect, but you don't have to be perfect. And that was my biggest lesson yesterday, was just slow down. And when you try to go slow and steady, you end up going a little bit faster. So again, not dropping that heavy chopper on that right-hand side because nothing can range that right-hand side, but keeping it in reserve for when we do need it to go up that right-hand side. Sending Kavan out late, and anytime you think I should drop Kavan now, wait 10 more seconds and then drop him, because as you see here, he is not going to make it to that back right-hand corner. We're going to keep Barton out those sky shields. It is 2 barrage and then I think 4 or 5 artillery. Once you get into 200% building health, though, you need to get a little bit closer. I think it's like 3 barrage and then just keep going. Smoke was late. Of course, the smoke was late. That back right-hand corner is the entire crux of the season for me right now. Anytime I win, it's because I get my troops to go back right. Anytime I lose, it's because I can't get them to go where I want. Decent split here, just waiting. Love the fact that our troops can shoot over that gap. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of bombardiers, but this season they've worked out fairly well for me just because of those gaps. My other account is using heavy chopper, rocket chopper. Really liking playing that more, but I gotta put that on mothballs because Legendary is next on the list. Cobra Bomber and I have played Cobra Bomber generally about once a season. We both had terrible hits here. The fact that anytime you can get a draw at 138, I will take that any day of the week. Cobra Bomber's base has that Doom Cannon, specifically to take down your heavy choppas with the damage amplifier, has the rocket launcher set up to shoot over the heavy choppas, killing your bombardiers, and that left-hand side rocket launcher. I managed to not fall into any of his traps, but made a bunch of dumb mistakes. See that heavy chopper on that far right avoids getting in the Doom Cannon range. Rocket chopper, I mean, all of these things, I did all of the right things, and then I made a couple dumb mistakes towards the end. You'll see I was gripping the controller a little bit too tight. You'll see here, tried to flare that cannon and then ended up shocking it instead, which was not the goal at all. As soon as this engine room went down, I wanted to flare it and then I shocked it by accident, getting our troops moving in that direction, and that cost me the win in a big way. So sometimes when my boss battle here was against a legendary player. Boss battle here was against a legendary player. Yesterday, I think I beat 3 legendary players, and as a 24, you should not be able to beat a legendary player. They have so much more tech, it is ridiculous. They've got the 3rd shock launcher. They've got that laser beam. They have this as well. It's just crazy how many more defenses they have. Hoping to join them eventually in the legendary space. We'll show you one more hit against 1337 Flame. They flamed out, they fizzled, and again, it's all the same thing. Using that flare to keep our bombers in a safe spot. I dropped my heavy chopper on that right-hand side too early, I think. Nope, actually holding out. This is cookie cutter, my friends. I'm not doing anything overly fancy. We're just using our troops, holding Kavan, using Kavan's second wind to keep him on that right-hand side. And this path on this right-hand side, that is the whole crux of the season for me at the moment. Didn't get any troops to go where I wanted to, but we can flare and shock and clear sky shields. I definitely am GBE poor. Would really like to have more than 50% GBE, but that one is far and expensive through the Flotty. This one down here is expensive. So hopefully this video has helped you a little bit. You've got this. Go slow, trust your defenses, trust your skills, and hold Kavan back. I'll be back to live hits tomorrow. I just needed to take a little bit of a breather from doing live hits because I just get again, talking about in hockey, they talk about like Ovechkin, for example, right now. Lots and lots and lots of shots, no goals. He is holding that stick too tight. I was doing the same thing yesterday. So hopefully my hockey analogies helped you in some way, somehow. Do throw some intel and diamonds towards some friendly players, whether you do it by if you recognize their name, what their statues are like, if they got that beachmas tree out, however the heck you want to do it, just do consider throwing some intel and diamonds. Remember Solar Tacos? Solar Katos, or whatever his name was? He was doing that years and years ago, and it's a great, great thing. So anyways, that is going to be it. I'm zmoT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.